Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Now, this Jackie Bros.
Folks, this is Dunlap, your host. Fuck Robert E. Lee.
Hey.
What, you don't want to fuck Robert E. Lee?
Don't say it like that with the language. I don't want to hear the word.
Screw Robert E. Lee.
Better ways to say it, but, you know.
Fuck him. That's what I said
watch
first.
Your mouth.
And Jackie, fuck Robert E. Lee.
I'm not going to sit here. I don't care who.
Because he's Donald Trump's friend.
What? He ain't done. Even as awful as he was fighting for the wrong side on history and whatnot, I still give him more credit. I guarantee you wouldn't be friends with Donald Trump. Robert Lee would not. No,
you had a horse you could just ride off.
Well, yeah.
I bet everybody in the Trump administration wishes they had a horse. Like, you a general, and Trump comes up to you on the battlefield and goes, well, and you know as well as I do that those guys are just as bad as the other. And you say, well, I think they need me over here. Clop, 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 clop.
Yeah.
He's standing there still talking to his fucking self.
Hey, I don't want to hear the language.
When I was a kid, I may have had a Robert E. Lee T-shirt.
People had Robert E. Lee this, old Dukes of Hazzard.
That's what I meant, a Dukes of Hazzard T-shirt.
Well, yeah, because that's what it was. That's the General Lee.
General Lee is the name of the car. Named after the general who we're pulling the statues down of. I don't know how Ben Jones is going to talk his way out of this one.
Well, you grow
with
up
the Confederate flag on it. See, we just went through the part where we talked about how bad the Confederate flag was on this children's TV show.
Yeah.
And then there was a cartoon of it that made it childrenier.
Yeah.
Confederate flag on a car named after Confederate General Robert E. Lee.
People didn't think about it back then. That's well, you know.
What?
Some white people didn't think about it.
White people didn't think about it.
Other people thought about it. Sure, I didn't. I grew up. I'm from the South, and there's still things I want to be proud about being from the South.
What are they?
Just, you know, manners. You know, yes sir, no. There's good things about there are good things about the Bible Belt going to church.
That's tone policing.
About you. That's what?
Yes or no, sir? That's tone policing.
Tone policing.
Tone policing.
It's manners is what I call it, and I think there's some
you
good things
would.
about it. Well, that's what I
In
call
5 years from now, we're going to be having a podcast mad at manners. Listen. Fuck Robert E. Lee.
All right. You don't have to say it that way.
Why do we have this morbid fascination?
He's dead and gone anyway. First off, he's dead and gone. He lost a war. He went through what he went through. It's over with. It's done. Did
they hang him? They didn't hang him. No, he just spent the rest of his life walking around the garden, going, "Well, I should have started him over there."
Well, I guess so. I don't know.
I don't know why.
I'm sure there's.
I think that's the end of Shelby Foote's show.
The
Shelby Foote show, Civil War show, is there an episode called "Fuck Robert E. Lee"?
Hey, what? I don't. If you listen to a lot of the letters in there, they didn't talk that way back then. They knew how the hell to talk. I give them that. They may have been, you know, they may have wanted slaves, but they knew how to put a sentence together. Some of those folks, Civil War people. Better than you, anyway.
My dearest Martha, blah, 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 signed, forever yours, Henry.
Yeah.
P.S.
Well, all these people...
Fuck Robert E. Lee.
All right, watch your mouth. We shouldn't have to be saying anything about him. Now, those statues probably shouldn't be a lot of these places. I know it's history, but it's wrong. If you look at it from the point of view of a country that we are.
We are still this country.
We are still this
As
country.
of what time is it?
Well, I don't know. We'll give it a few more minutes.
About 8:36 Central Time on August 16th, 2017. We are still a country.
Don't need to be in the courthouse. Don't need to be in the. They're dragging him up out of the grave and pushing him in this fight. He don't want to be part of it. He done. He's finished with. He don't want to have nothing to do with any of this.
His family said, oh, I don't think he wouldn't like those alt-right Nazis.
Well, I don't know.
He wouldn't put up with that.
I don't know if he.
I mean, if I was like Robert E. Lee's like grandchildren, I'd be putting myself through some contortions right now when CNN calls. I'm pretty sure great-grandpappy would have been 100% in favor of integration.
Well, I don't know. Yes.
I wish Peepaw could have met Rosa Parks.
Well,
I think now look, those people I probably a little desperate, a little misguided, a little embarrassed. Sure. What do you say when you run into your new African-American coworker? I'm the great-great-grandson of Robert E. Lee.
Well, yeah.
Uncomfortable. I'll give them much more of a pass than every other fucking person that fetishizes goddamn Robert E. Lee in the South that ain't even related to him.
They don't have any. They don't have no excuse to care anything about it. We know why they like it, and we know why they want the statue up and everything else. They like it. They want, they like the idea of how all that was supposed to turn out. He didn't turn out that way, and I guess they're mad about it. Like I said, Robert Lee, he dead in the ground. So he don't,
What is it? Is it supposed to make us feel better that, like, well, they were honorable? Like, why? How did we get sucked into this? Like, what made, at some point in my life, I was like, well, I'm sure that every Confederate soldier wasn't racist. Like, why am I even trying to justify what they...
You grow up here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That's all you know about it. Before you know anything else, you know about Civil War. They had Stones. What is it? What is it?
Stones River?
Stones River. A battle of... I should know all this. I'm getting old up in age. You grow up, you're surrounded by, you see cannons everywhere. You
That's
know,
history.
That's history. It is.
I think. Is a cannon still pretty bad, though? I mean, there was a battle fought there, so I feel like you can excuse a cannon.
All those cannons, you don't know whose side the cannon is. The cannon ain't got an emblem on it or nothing. It's just a cannon to say somebody was shooting cannons at one another here, which they did.
Over slavery.
Well, the states' rights to own slaves, yes.
So why are we still trying to, like, these statues, it's not like they're leftovers from the Civil War, like the cannons. Like the war didn't end.
No.
It's like, should I go back and get these cannons? Like, no, I'll leave them there.
No, that wasn't the case. No.
They put these statues up during Reconstruction and Jim Crow, and during the 20s, when they could have been doing the fucking Charleston.
All right, watch him.
I've seen video clips of the 20s, and it's girls in short dresses dancing with the big fur coats like Snoopy wore when he went to college.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
Is that a dated reference? I don't even know what people were having fun. They were drinking illegal liquor. There were gangsters. There was Zelda Fitzgerald.
Well,
That's what you see. You don't see fucking racists.
All right,
up.
watch your mouth. To some people, carrying on, having fun like that, that's one man's, and another man's, this party and carrying on for him is just making Confederate statues. That's how he has a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody
sure,
has.
terrifying black people.
Well, that's part of it, yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's what they were back in, yeah.
White people. A good time for a lot of white people was just to terrify black people.
Well, they were still.
That's
mad.
embarrassing to me. Look, okay, if you're not embarrassed, you see this on the damn Facebook, like, oh, they lost the Civil War. Oh, it's losers. It's traitors. It's treasonous. They're fighting to keep people enslaved, chains. It's all these things about the Civil War. Take the Civil War out of it. Go to the time when they put these statues up. Our granddaddies and Peepaws and Uncle Lester's were putting these goddamn statues up.
Hey, watch your mouth.
To remind black people of the fucking Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Take a stop for a second. Take a look at this statue. What's that remind you of? Yep.
Remember the good
The
old
20s.
days? Yeah. 19.
Fucking Laurel and Hardy were around, and people were putting up Confederate statues.
Well, I didn't like him either, but
Why do you not like Laurel and Hardy? You've come out harder against Laurel and Hardy than you have Robert E. Lee on this podcast
well,
so far.
I wouldn't be. I don't need to see statues of them everywhere. They was from overseas anyhow. The fat one was, or what skinny one, whatever. What they weren't even from here. I'm just saying that ain't my cup of tea. And that's silly to me.
Where you think tea's from?
I know where tea's from. It's different. Iced tea down here is different.
Sweet tea's good.
Yeah, sweet tea's what we do.
Some of that Milo.
Another good thing about South, there's good things, but there's a whole lot of bad. That's every place so in this particular country, and I think probably.
But why are we holding on to the bad things so hard?
Holding on, I don't know why.
Just let it go, dude. It's over. Let it go, dude. Let it go.
Some people I don't understand. They won't. I don't necessarily think that they're racist, and they certainly don't think that they're racist.
No, they never do.
Well, but you're used to things being a certain way, and if everything changes, you think it starts there and it goes here excuse my language, dumbass said to take down George Washington.
President dumbass.
President dumbass, that's what we're going to call here. You have to forgive my language, but that's what it's going to be on here today.
George Washington did a few other things besides owning slaves. Now, like, if owning slaves cancels everything else out, I think that's a prerogative we can have. I think that scares people, that this is entering the realm of ideas, that the fact that you owned people and thought that was okay, and then released your slaves after you died so nobody could get mad at you about it.
Well,
on Facebook or wherever he did it. Like, he knew it was wrong.
But it's still.
He had to keep.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
George Washington. Oh, he did a few other things besides just be a loser general.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. At this point, the Robert E. Lee's greatest achievement is having a car named after him.
Well, a lot of people, that's all. I know he's a general, and I didn't keep up with. I wasn't a big history buff per se on that particular issue. I like World War II, things like that. But Civil War is just everywhere. You just grow up around all the time, General Lee. But yeah, most youngins your age don't know him other than unless they're racist, right? Unless they got like for that reason,
which isn't like a small number.
Well, but a lot of them, like I said, just knew. Oh, that was old General Lee. That's a car. It wouldn't know the difference.
I thought he was basically Henry Ford for a long time. Wait, he was racist too, wasn't he?
That's what they said, yeah. There's the Nazi things about Henry Ford people said years ago. I wasn't around. I don't know.
God damn. Can we just start over from like today?
I wish.
We might as well give it up, folks. You're going to learn something bad about everybody you like.
Well, that's part of life, I guess.
It's part of American life.
Well, yeah. American, yeah.
Part of the structure. Listen. People mad about Civil War. People get mad about the soldiers. Now, do you hear that a lot? Oh, these soldiers, these poor soldiers, they didn't own, my people didn't have no money. They didn't own no slaves. They just poor. They were just poor. Why can't we leave up monuments to the Confederate soldiers who died? Because a lot of these men, they was just poor and uneducated and were taken advantage of to advance a hateful cause that made money for rich, powerful racists.
If you're going to put up statues for everyone that's been taken advantage of in this country, there won't be room for no real people anywhere.
Well, that's like looking at a statue of yourself if you're a Trump supporter.
Well, yeah.
I'm a pathetic idiot, so I like to look at statues that look just like me, who lived 150 years ago. I wonder if Trump likes Robert E. Lee.
He likes Andrew Jackson's the one he likes, but, you know, he's just mad that he wasn't around during the Civil War.
He doesn't know. Somebody must have been talking about Robert E. Lee. He must have called one of them fucking assholes in there, the little weasel or the fat weasel or the racist Fraser weasel.
He heard it on Fox.
He heard it on Fox. Does Fox have a history show like Sunday mornings or something?
If they do, they're talking about more likely Robert E. Lee on it.
Who's Robert E. Lee? And somebody comes in, Robert E. Lee was a great man, great man. Oh, man. Generally, tearing statues down is bad.
Well, that depends.
When the statues were put up just to terrorize people, it's not so bad. And you're not just... All the history's still there. All them cannons and fields are still there. All them museums are still there.
It don't change what happened. They still lost. Whether the statue's up or not, it don't change history. No. History is what's still what it is.
No, they're not going to lose worse if we tear down all the statues.
I ain't telling these people, because I know a lot. They're awful people. They're Nazis. Or what? If you want to put a picture of Hitler up in your house, if you want to put a picture of Robert E. Lee, that's fine. But you ain't going to go courthouse to see it. No, sir. Or wherever the hell else it is. I know you want to see it everywhere, but people are taking it down now, which I don't blame them because it's just going to get worse now.
At night, you got to sneak them statues out.
Where they take them to? What do they do with them?
Were you trying to collect some?
No, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I just wonder what you do with that, a bunch of statues, because there's going to be a lot of them. Somebody, can you melt that down? It's like catalytic converter. If you get in there and get that, platinum out of it, is there something in it you could make worthwhile from all this? Because if they just are tearing them down, what are they going to do?
Well, you wanting to build a racist sculpture park?
I don't want to build racist nothing. Turn something good out of something, bad. I don't know. It just seems like a waste, whatever they're made of. If you just throwing it away, I don't know what you do with it.
That one they pulled down looked pretty flimsy. It looked like it was made like a chocolate bunny. Like somebody pulled down Pa's statue.
Yeah. There's plenty of racist statues around here in Tennessee that will hold up much better than that. I ain't saying that's good or bad, but I'm just saying it's concerning statues, that one was not put together very well. And North Carolina, they can learn a thing about making a sturdy racist statue. I just want to know what you do with them. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. They need to make some place with, because if people want, they say, put it in a museum or something like that. What do they do, though? Maybe those safari things where you go and there's lines of sleep through the whole thing and you drive through it in Florida or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be like Statue City, something like that. And you just drive through and all it is, it's all Civil War. Just all the way through, you get to see them all one place. It's just that one place.
I
wouldn't want to be one that runs that particular establishment. I'm not suggesting that for a business, because that's going to be hell on you for lots of reasons. It probably should be. But I'm just trying to think a bit. If Nazis need to go somewhere to look at statues, where do you send them to? I don't know.
You saying like maybe one state should secede? We let, like, say, Mississippi or.
Well, they can draw straws or pick. That'd be fine.
And then you send all. So Mississippi just becomes its own sovereign nation. God help it. And then
all Civil War statues.
all the Civil War statues.
Send it there.
So if you want to go see all the Civil War statues that were built to terrorize black people, you can go to Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are black people in Mississippi. You know.
It's not fair to them, yeah. That don't like you'd have to. I don't know how you work it out. There's a lottery. Somebody who wants to secede the most. You know, everybody presents their case, and then they get the statues. I guess is what they win. I don't know.
Would it help people if there was if the racists got? I don't know why I'm so worried about helping the racists. I'm just trying to put it to bed. Like, what if the racists could say goodbye to their statues?
Well, don't they get to say bye to them when they pull them down? Like, well, they have like a. Well, you want to have a funeral?
Like a statue funeral.
Funeral for every statue. Well,
I guess people could protest a funeral, too.
Well, people do, yeah. Yeah.
Because when all the Nazis are in the statue church crying, that'd be a good time to punch them all.
Hey. Not in the church.
Jesus won't care.
Well,
or you could have a secret statue funeral at sea.
Well,
like just a burial at sea.
Like Osama bin Laden.
Like Osama bin Laden.
Mysterious, yeah. Well, that's legal now. Trump, fix it up where you dump garbage pretty much anywhere in the water. I think in the country now. So
if you want,
that's not going to hold you up on that.
If you want to protect the environment. Just convince Trump that whatever harms the earth also harms the Confederacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked, yeah.
Should people... I don't think... I mean, there's some rednecks who embrace the Confederacy because it's anti-black.
Well, they're racist. Yeah,
those are the racists.
Klan, just straight up race.
And then there's some that embrace the Confederacy despite it being anti-black. I guess they're still racist. Those are still also racist.
Well, here's the thing. I want history preserved, and I don't give a damn who it bothers or what it, if you're saying what's important to you, and let's be honest, a bunch of other white people is more important than what any other people think about it, then there's a little bit of racist in that. A little bit.
A lot, actually.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. That's what used to be considered by white people a little bit racist. Like, oh, this ain't that bad. For me and my white friends. But now, see, slowly people, because... I don't know. It's just finally like people are the internet, Obama. I don't know.
Well, you're in the car. Here's the whole point. That's the reason every Republican should be the same. You're riding in the car. If you're that way and you don't think you're racist, you're still agreeing. You're on the side. Look who you're in the car with. You got the Ku Klux Klan right there. You got the Nazis over here, and you got Trump in the back.
That's what I was saying. Robert E. Lee is friends with Trump.
Well, in that way, he's dead.
If you were lukewarm on the Confederacy, after Trump's ringing endorsement, you should be 100% anti-Robert E. Lee. Anti all that bullshit. When they pulled out, they had speeches ready to go saying that black people were animals. They had those. They didn't improvise that. They had that written. This was part of the plan. They had pencil and pad out. They weren't freestyling that. They had it. It's probably like in calligraphy, and like they made a big swooning deal out of it, like Gone with the Fucking Wind.
All right, watch
like everything's like real poetic and everything about honor and valor. How can I just want to make sure that these people know what's troubling you. Josiah.
Wow.
Well, I've been up all night. at my parlor desk. Not the desk in the drawing room? No, sir. The parlor desk. To make sure that the words inscribed on this piece of parchment stand the test of time to blah, 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 black people or animals. That's the Confederate Constitution. Maybe not word for word.
It's just a big
It's the gist
part
of it.
Yeah.
The Cliff Notes, when you go to the store, say, hey, you got Cliff Notes of the Confederate Constitution? Because I'm a dumb racist who wants to read, but I'm busy. They ruined polo shirts, khakis, and Dodge Chargers.
I didn't like it anyway. I like the Dodge Charger used to, but not no more. It's
Just throw it in the trash. Dukes of Hazzard, gone.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Cooter. Cooter, there was this article about Cooter.
He's all mixed up. I read that. Yeah, we was talking about that. Yeah, he's all.
We were going to talk about it on one of these shows. Before any of this happened, I think also we talked about Ric Flair last week.
Oh, yeah, woo, yeah.
Yeah, he's sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it gets better.
So Cooter is a Democrat who loves the Civil War and the Confederate flag, who loves Trump but didn't vote for him.
Well,
Voted for Obama twice, but loves Trump but couldn't bring himself to vote for him. Hates Hillary. Maybe he did vote for Trump. Cooter's mixed up.
well, yeah.
It's pretty simple. Look, it fucks you up a little bit growing up in the South
right,
when
watch
you
it.
see
Yeah.
the statues. That's what fucks you up. These statues, if you're a little white kid, you're like, racism is. You're watching Sesame Street, you're like, racism is bad. You're like, yeah, I guess Ernie's right. And then you see a fucking statue of the Confederate soldier. You're like, well, either that Confederate soldier is not racist or racism deserves statues. So you somehow got to get your mind in between those two things. I'm not asking for sympathy, being a Southern white male.
And most people, let's just be honest, didn't think about it one way or the other. Easy didn't.
Yeah, it
think
doesn't
about
matter.
It.
It
It's just
doesn't
what
matter.
it was.
There's a
It
statue.
Didn't affect you none. It didn't make it. Oh, that's so. Yeah, you know, that's just what it was. Didn't
Hello,
think about it
statue.
one way. Yeah, you get
Don't
used to
matter.
it every day.
Now, black people see them statues. That's a different.
I wouldn't even.
What does that
pretend to
feel
know.
like? You
I
don't know.
Don't have a clue.
We don't even know. So I'm saying all this background, oh, it's difficult, oh, your brain. But it's a simple prescription, fellow Southern white people. Fuck Robert E. Lee.
Hey,
It's
just
easy.
watch your
Just
mouth.
say it.
Don't
Forget
say
it.
it like that.
You don't. Listen.
Say it all way.
Listen, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You got a big heart. You got family in there. You got kids. You got your grandma. You got precious childhood memories. You got dreams. You got big dreams. Nobody wants to hold you back from your dreams, man. You got a big heart, but you ain't got room in that heart for everything. Let a few things go. Let go of fucking Robert E. Lee,
All right,
Southern
watch
white
your
male
mouth.
heart, and see what else will fit in that big heart of yours. Let go of Donald Trump, too, for that matter.
Oh, well, get your hell.
Fuck Donald Trump.
I don't
Also.
say it that.
Come on, Jackie.
I know, but I don't like
Give me
the
a
language.
pass on that one.
Not going to hear the language. I don't
F
care.
Donald Trump.
Whatever. I ain't going to hear the language. I don't care for it.
That's it. Easy peasy, guys.
If we can get some people down south to do that, maybe we can get a few Republicans to stand up and say this is what's going on is wrong. First off, let's let all the Nazis, I want all the Nazis and the Klans people and all these people who think you got a hero in Trump, he don't give two shits about you. Excuse my language, but it don't.
I think he vaguely knows that racists like him.
Well, he knows that, and he likes that you like him, but him returning the favor ain't got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with him getting mad and getting irritated and arguing. That's all it's got to do with.
Look, Trump ain't got nothing to do with the South. He's the ultimate Yankee. We've been saying this for 2 years. He's the
Don't
ultimate
care.
Yankee. Got nothing to do with
Nope.
Southern ideals, the things we love about the South. And for that matter, neither does the Confederacy, but we covered that in the first half hour.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is the antithesis of the South. Donald Trump, if you had a flat tire on the side of the road, like Pa Kent or Anthony LaPaglia and Annabelle 2.
What?
LaPaglia?
What are you saying?
He's good. Underrated.
Who?
Anthony LaPaglia.
I don't know who it is.
He's good.
I
He's underrated.
don't know nothing about him.
And Donald Trump's limo was going down that same dirt road, which I don't know why he would be there, but he would just zoom past you.
You get dust in your face.
You
That's
could have
all it
I
is.
love Trump on the damn bumper sticker, and he'd go right past you.
He might have a limo driver honk at you there, but that'd be about the extent of all you'd get.
Give him a thrill. Give him a little thrill. Yeah, he does not care about you.
No. And all these people, thank you, President Trump, all these, which, you know, they don't get a lot of attention, first off. These Nazis, that's most of them why they in a situation at the end. Ku Klux Klan people don't give them approval very, very often. They don't. They go through life probably being, you know.
I'd say approval until recently. Maybe I'm wrong. Until recently, I would have said the approval level for the Klan and the Nazis was pretty low.
Yeah. Until the President of the United States
Endorsed them.
yeah, more or less, yeah.
Give them cover at least.
Yeah, helping them out.
Gives them cover.
Fine people. There's some fine people in there, yeah. But enjoy it while you got it, if that's all you get. But just know it ain't real. It ain't got. He don't give two damns about any of it. President dumbass don't. Excuse my language. He don't care.
No, he doesn't care. You basically are the Billy Carter or the Roger Clinton of this administration. You're an embarrassment. They put up with you, and you're going to be forgotten as soon as he leaves office in, what time is it?
Well, I don't know, man.
Is this, Jackie, is Trump's crazy racist press conference going to hurt him at all?
Hell, I don't know. They couldn't get. Every news channel tried to get a Republican to go on TV, and guess what? They were all busy. I guess they's all on vacation, just like Trump. Trump's still on vacation. Don't forget.
This has been a crazy vacation.
Yeah, he had a crazy vacation there. So I guess they all on vacation. They weren't available. Every one of them. Now I'm a Republican. None of you
are you?
Well,
still.
What Reagan Republican, what it used to be, what it used to count, what it used to stand for. I don't know. It's out the window now. I don't think Reagan ever liked Nazis. I don't think Reagan ever liked the Ku Klux Klan. Matter of fact, he told them. He actually told them, I don't want to have nothing to do with you.
They all voted for him.
Well, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. He didn't have.
He at least said the words. So that should count for something.
Of course, it should.
To say the actual words, so that 40 years later, a man on a podcast can say Reagan wasn't racist. I've got proof. He said the words. Donald Trump is so fucking dumb that in 40 years, nobody can say, well, he wasn't racist. They'll just be going like,
and this
what in the hell?
Years and years and years and years ago, he said that, and nobody thought neither here nor there for it. It's just a decent thing to say.
Nobody got mad at Reagan for disavowing the Ku Klux Klan.
Nowadays, it's true. You either get mad at somebody for saying anything bad about the Ku Klux Klan without also saying something bad about people who don't like the Ku Klux Klan.
I hate the Ku Klux Klan. Well, what about Obama?
Yeah. Or what's the other thing now? It's
Antifa.
Antifa. Anti what?
Fa.
Antifa. I don't know what Antifa is.
They punched Nazis.
Oh, well. It's Captain America, all of them.
Well, they wear a mask over their mouth.
Oh, okay. Does that help? I don't know what that.
I don't know, skinny jeans.
I don't know what it does, yeah.
That's what people are. This is all based on fear. Trump goes on. He watches Fox. He talks to the weasels, the racist weasels, fat one, skinny one,
Yeah.
Racist Fraser one.
Yeah.
Then he watches Fox News, and they're all talking about all this stuff. He watches Fox and Friends. He watches Hannity. He watches Jesse Waters. Is that his name?
Oh, hell.
And they're like, well, there's two sides to everything. The Antifa, they're coming to your town. Antifa's that's the new scary thing alongside of black people and Mexicans and Muslims. Now you got Antifa, the violent left. So Trump, like any 90-year-old man, watches Fox to get scared instead of going to see Annabelle 2, starring Anthony LaPaglia.
What is
LaPaglia?
2?
You know, it's like the doll from The Conjuring.
No.
You like The Conjuring because he fixes a sink in it.
Oh, yeah. Is a doll in it? What is it?
The doll they keep in the room where they tell their daughter not to go into.
Ghost doll.
Ghost doll got its own. It's got 2 of its own movies.
Oh. Was he fixing that?
He ain't in them.
He fix a car. He fix a sink.
Uh-huh.
He
Plays
ain't
guitar. No, he ain't in them.
Well, somebody got to be fixing something.
No,
up
I
around
don't think he might. Let me think. Nobody fixes. Nobody.
Well, if there's a ghost around, stuff
you know
needs
what?
fixing.
This one, Annabelle 2, starts off with the man, Anthony LaPaglia, making the doll.
Oh, okay.
So you get to see, like, some woodworking.
That's Geppetto. That's that Pinocchio Geppetto. Yep. Well, a real boy.
Yep. And in this one, it is like Pinocchio because the doll becomes a ghost doll. A real ghost doll.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? So Trump watches the fucking Fox News,
watch him out.
and then he goes to the press conference and says the Fox News things that those dumbasses say to the other press, and then the press reports on that. It's a crazy, vicious circle.
It don't make any sense. But no Republican, that's what I was trying to say. No Republican went on TV because they either defending them or you. We're at a point now where you're a brave Republican to come out and say that you disavowed Nazis. Oh, what courage he had to stand up. Oh, what he deserved. You don't deserve a pat on the back for not liking Nazis, or at least admit, whether you like them or not, at least admit that they're racist and bad.
Donald Duck did more than that.
Donald Duck knocked the hell out. I saw all them old cartoons, and won't none of them go on a TV show to say it out loud. They did it on what you call it, the Twitters. They get on there, and you were showing me, well, this one said that, and this one said this, and this one said that. They're like, oh, hell yeah. Well, lots of people don't look at Twitters.
No, you got to get on there, man. You got to get on there and say that Nazis are bad.
I ain't going to get on there. I don't know. But do your job. Getting on Twitter, boy, you courageous. Ed. Say, you know what? I thought long and hard about this, and I decided I do not care for Ku Klux Klan or Nazis. Well, we've made this decision a long time ago. World War II, we made this decision. There's a lot of decisions this country has made, and a lot of people, I guess, are late to these decisions. They're late. They think they won a Civil War. I guess they think they won World War II. A lot of people died for this country, standing up against these folks. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to work for the damn country that these people fought and died for.
Old men Tom Brokaw and Tom Hanks give up so much of their time making documentaries and
movies and everything to show you.
Adaptations of a document just to show you that Nazis fucking suck.
Hey, don't say it with the word.
What America's supposed to stand for? Not America is supposed to stand for everybody equal. Then when they created that, a lot of them saying it owned slaves. So we started off a little wonky.
Yeah.
We're coming to terms with that now. For a lot of years, during like World War II years, you couldn't really say, oh, well, you know, this country was steeped in racism. I'm sure people were saying it.
There are black people who went over
Black
there and fought
people
for
have-
our country. Went
Yes.
over there, World War II, fought, and come back here and couldn't get on. Couldn't go in the restaurants. Had to go. But I mean, it's just shameful.
And it's
It's
still
shameful.
saying people, and then that was our dream. We start trying to fix that, not in the fastest, best way. Maybe we should have let more black people be in charge of that. But the dream was still that all people are created equal. And I think the Republican dream was that, you know, black people come over to our side to make us feel better about a lot of the racist stuff we do. But that's better than, I don't know if it's better than just believing things are genetically inferior. People are genetically inferior. That's a step up. Herman Cain makes me feel better about myself at this GOP convention.
There's a lot of people, but Trump's
Herman
lawyer,
Cain is a human being, a full-grown male with his own agency. I don't mean to say that he only exists to make white people feel better. I'm just saying a lot of white people feel that way.
There's Trump's lawyer putting up pictures of him and Herman Cain saying, look.
So that's the dream. So that is the dream. We've been through a lot of different presidents. Was Clinton patronizing and not living up to his promises to get all them African-American votes? Does Donald Trump make George W. Bush look like damn Rosa Parks? Maybe.
Yeah.
But the dream was a country where, and now the Statue of Liberty gets called a cuck. Like, if you talk about, like, equality and, like, people think you're a damn liberal.
It was supposed to be what the country stood for. I always thought anyway, but.
And also, if you don't get on Facebook fast enough to say that Nazis are evil, you get in trouble. Because, like, I didn't. I was off Facebook for a few days, and then this afternoon I got on there and posted Johnny Horton's Electrified Mule. And I got called every name, racist, where were you, silence is violence. I should have done days ago. I don't know what I was thinking. I was a little shocked. My brain hurt a little bit. Maybe I withdrew. I should have been on there. I've been posting episodes of Roots ever since. That's my bad. I should have said, fuck Robert E. Lee.
Hey, watch.
Fuck Nazis.
Don't.
Fuck Trump.
The sentiment,
From
yes,
day one.
but don't.
Sorry
say
I
all
didn't
the-
do that.
The
But I didn't take the Electrified Mule down because that's a jam. Clip of the week.
Well, I just want all my fellow Republicans to know that you're standing by a man who is essentially harboring terrorists, the President of the United States. And if you stand there with him like old Mike Pence, who I kind of liked old Mike Pence, I did for a while, not today, I stand with the president. Are you sure? I guess so. You said it.
But are you standing with them damn Nazis?
Yeah. Trump made damn sure of that. They tried to, he did, at least people took him 2 days, but then he said it and then went back.
People were mad then.
I know it.
And then he comes back the next day like, no, I take it back. Like a crazy person. That's another thing that's so shocking about this. The racism hurts. The glee and the excitement with which he argues in favor of Nazis and racism with the press, that's also kind of shocking. But just how fucking crazy it is. Like, if you like Nazis, you should still be like, Jesus Christ, he's nuts. Like, Nazis should be going, this president is crazy. Nazis should turn down his endorsement, is how bad this president is.
Don't get in line with the CEOs.
The CEOs,
That's what's funny. The CEOs were leaving him. Some were smart enough to leave, and then all these that had to spend the day going, well, I'm going to stay with him because I'm concerned about this country and financial, and I want to help and manufacture. And then the next day he doubles down, and all them, dumbasses.
I like this new cussing side.
Well,
You walking on the cussing side of me.
Well, these people are Nazis deserve. If that's all, I'm an old man. I can't pick up a brick or a bat or whatnot because World War II picked up guns and shot them. That's what we did. And I'm not suggesting anybody go do that to these Nazis, but that's what my experience with Nazis used to be. Was that
soldiers shot Nazis?
Soldiers shot them, killed them.
Instead of letting Nazis just walk around the street with their own guns,
sent them to prison for war crimes if the need be, so on and so on.
Magneto.
Who? What?
So the CEOs of the companies.
Oh yeah, he got mad. It closed it all up. They all left, and he said, "No, I quit." This is the CEO president, by the way. Remember, that's the reason he got elected. Remember, this man knows about business more than anybody else. This is a man that knows business. He's going to get these businessmen in there. Well, won't none of them be seen in the same room with him.
Businesses are more progressive than the president. Businesses know that it's good business to not be racist.
Well,
that's it. That's not even progressive.
No,
that's basic
money.
Human.
That's economics right there. That's what that is. If I want to remain a business.
This is confusing because we have Nazis in the street killing people. We haven't even talked about that. We're making our little podcast jokes, but they killed
killed a young woman. Bless her and her family. It's god awful.
They walked around with guns. They wanted to make their presence known. They want the country, not just minorities, but definitely they're the ones who feel it the worst. The violence is right in their face, but they want everyone to know if you stand on the opposite side of Nazis, that Nazis are here and they have guns. They're not just intimidating. I'm trying to get through to white people. I guess maybe that's our job, Jackie.
What's that?
Maybe we're supposed to help white people like everything else.
Well, that's what everything is.
Listen, white people, these Nazis are also fucking with you.
Hey.
They are here. They are threatening you. If you are like, I like black people, white people, listen to me. If you're like, I like black people, Nazis are carrying guns through the streets and they're pointing them at you and they're saying, you better not. So if you're like, I don't know, Nazis, who cares? If you can't get it up to be mad at Nazis because they want to hurt your fellow American citizens who ain't white, they also want to hurt you. They're like fucking with you too. It ain't just like it's most immediately them, but it's also you. So if you don't care about people who ain't white, like come on over to the anti-Nazi side anyway, because they're gonna get around to you. You know, in movies when the German Nazi soldiers are in the town and they're like taking all the beer from the poor bartender, and like they pull his daughter onto their lap. They're like, don't cough. Like you're one of them, the daughter or the bartender.
Oh.
And that's like if you can't care about people who ain't white. Like you're next in the awful part. This is not good. This is not about fucking saying Merry Christmas at Starbucks. This isn't PC bullshit. These are dangerous Nazis. I know part of the appeal of Trump when people start supporting him is like, well, yeah, the left, they're trying to get us to say that Nazis are, maybe Nazis aren't. Is that just PC bullcrap too? Because you can start going down that road where everything is PC. No, saying Nazis suck. That's an actual thing you should say.
They're criminals. Most of those folks didn't graduate high school. They're criminals. They sell drugs and everything else. They're not good people. They're just terrible people.
There's the basement khaki Nazis. There's the redneck meth criminal Nazis. There's a Klan. There's the angry, bitter. That's most of them. Like, for a long time, it's a little racist when we're looking at their pictures on Facebook and we're seeing them in their little polo shirts and we're like, oh, they couldn't. Look at these wimps crying. Like, because we're saying white people ain't dangerous but that's sort of a racist thing that only people who ain't white are dangerous. Only people of color are dangerous. Like, these white people had a lot of guns on
If
them.
they got military guns like that, then they're dangerous.
White people have killed a lot of people over the years. I'm not saying they're not wimps or they don't cry a lot. I cry. I'm a wimp. I'm also a cruel and evil person who cares only about himself. I haven't figured out a way to make money off of this shift towards the left, but when I do, I'll be getting it from you.
Wow.
How do you think that went, Jackie?
Hell, I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's awful. Everything's
awful.
awful. I just, before we do a sponsor, let's just say look at what's going on in the damn country and just figure out what kind of person you are, whether you're a person that likes Nazis or a person that does not like Nazis. Hopefully you make the right choice between those two things. I'm serious, people. He done normalized lying like a dog all the time. He normalized just not knowing history, being a president dumbass, like I said, and he normalized treason. Now, we got to figure out what the hell we're going to do before, Nazis is just politics as usual. It's just a regular thing.
And Russians are cool now. That's cool.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, so what?
Well, they don't care about Russia. I don't care if
So-
they hack this election. I don't,
That's next for Nazis, I guess. I just
don't-
feel like we should stop that.
I'd figure it out, people. And that's to all, the people who serve, who are later elected later, they should be the ones to be doing something. But I don't know. I guess they ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna tweet about something every now and then, and just
You got to get on Twitter. You got to say it. You got.
I don't know.
Can't
Like I
wait.
said, all I like is old Fred Thompson. That's the only thing
Fred Toupson.
He's good too. He is good. I like Fred Thompson. It ain't the same. It's a nice tribute. A nice, what's a word? A tribute is I don't know. I guess that's the word. Tribute. That's it.
It's a word.
Yeah.
It's one of the words.
But I like the original.
Well, now don't come down too hard on Fred Toupson.
No, I said I like original best. He can't, no matter how good Fred Thompson is, he can't ever be Fred Thompson. It's nice, like I said, it's tribute or, what's the word I'm trying to think of? What is
Tribute?
Tribute. Yeah, that's it. It's a nice tribute to Fred Thompson, but you can never be the real thing. It's just like when you go see somebody do Elvis or you go see somebody do.
I don't know if Fred Toupson's Twitter does weddings or shows up and does impersonations of Fred Thompson.
Oh, it'd be good. I'd like to see that, yeah.
Here's Fred Toupson. I'll read some of Fred Toupson's tweets.
And this is on Twitter. That's the one thing you show me on
Look
here.
up Fred Toupson, folks.
Yeah,
Fred Toupson has been.
Yeah.
Don't know who's running this account. 21 followers. Follow Fred Toupson. A lot more active on Twitter than we are. Fred Toupson says, just remember, the mooch lasted longer than Donald Trump's forced disavowal of Nazis.
That's true, yeah.
Somebody tweeted, has anyone suggested calling the domestic white supremacist movement Vanilla ISIS yet? And Fred Toupson says, why not? These terrorists do go to the extreme.
All right. Well, I'm going to do my sponsor on here. It ain't Fred
Toupson says, rumor has it that no one is buying heritage, not hate bumper stickers anymore. Why bother pretending?
Yeah.
Things are bleak now, so don't get as many laughs from Jackie as Trump clearly wants to imitate Putin. But please, merciful Lord, let us not see any shirtless pics of him during these 17 days of vacation.
That's pretty good, yeah. You don't want to see.
I'd take him.
If it was just him laying with the shirt off, it'd be rough, but it'd be better than any of this.
This was from August 5th when Fred Toopson tweeted that. If we had known what was coming, I'd say, show me high definition, giant screen, drive-in photos of his nipples.
All right.
I want to see every bump and crevice on Trump's pink nipples.
No.
Show them to me.
No.
I want to make 3D.
If that's the choice between this and what yeah. Okay.
What you call virtual reality. Give me that.
Put myself through that.
Let me explore. Let me go spelunking in the creases of Trump's fat, plump nipples.
All right.
Some people say that we shouldn't make fun of people's looks. We shouldn't body shame people. You're probably right. When that naked statue of Trump went around and everybody was sharing it, and then some people say, we shouldn't body shame anybody, folks. There was a second when I seen that statue, and I was like, is that what I look like? I mean, with the big fat cockhead slapping my knee.
Shut your
like
mouth.
if you took
Shut your mouth.
the little cock
All right. I'm not going to
and
listen
replace
to
it with
this.
a big...
I'm not going to listen to this. Shut your mouth. Shut it.
So I can see your point about the body shaming, but I got to stick to my guns on this. When it comes to Trump and when it comes to Nazis, we're just a podcast that's going to body shame. We are. If that is hurtful to you, you might want to, until Trump is out of office or all the Nazis are punched out, you might want to give us a skip. Also, if it makes you mad when we keep saying fuck Trump, maybe also, or fuck Robert E. Lee.
All right. Don't say with the words.
I think we gave a thoughtful exploration of some of these themes that's been bopping around. Also, they killed somebody. That's fucking terrible. Maybe we should have spent more time on the fucking terrorist act and a little less time on the Dukes of Hazzard. This is all. I don't need to do the post show in the minute. We haven't even done our sponsors yet.
Fine people.
Two sides to every story.
Two sides. Person drives a car, person who gets killed.
Two sides.
Well, let me tell you, looking at the world the way it is and awful as it is, helped me make some decisions on this particular sponsor I have. And let me just say that it's time you get out your bubble. If you in there, it's time you try to get out and meet other people, see what they're like, and just try to reach out and learn about somebody else. Let bygones be bygones. We're going to put this behind us. Let's move on. And that's the reason my sponsor today is Catholicism. It's a different kind of church. So this Sunday, if you're not Catholic, if you are Catholic and you ain't gone, you should go to church. That's what you are, go. If you're not, you should go there. Just see what it's like. Maybe not take your youngins. I'm not there yet, but,
Folks, if you are a new listener, this is your first episode of the Red State Update podcast, Jackie has had a long-running feud with Catholic Town here in Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro Catholic.
The Murfreesboro Catholics. Not exactly the same.
Well,
the Pope doesn't recognize them.
There's too much anger and distrust of people in it. So
he went to a funeral and he embarrassed himself. We got up and
I
leave.
didn't embarrass myself.
He said it was too much rigmarole.
Well, that's what they say. Words I don't understand and sit down. Say words I don't understand, stand up. I'm there to pay my respects. I ain't there to get my damn exercise. Clickety clackety, whatever the hell it is to do.
But Nazis also sometimes hate Catholics. And I think
they hate everybody. I don't hate Catholic. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to reach out and understand something.
So you're saying you come around You decided you were wrong.
Well, I ain't going to convert or nothing, but listen, I went over, Father Bucci.
Oh, yeah, he's the best one.
Father Bucci, if you want to meet a priest, I guarantee you he's a good man, never touch a child. I pretty much vouch for him that he hadn't done. Well,
I see him down at Longhorn's dancing parlor all the time.
He's a good fella. He'll have a stiff drink with you, whatnot. I almost got me smoking again, but I didn't do it. I want to. We sat there and chatted for a while, but Father Bucci and I,
he's got a ducktail.
He does have, yeah. It looked good on him. He got it. The way he looks, it's his style, I guess. It's your priest style, whatever it is.
He was on the cover of Priest Style magazine.
Well, that makes sense.
They got a regular one and a Murfreesboro Catholic edition. He was on the Murfreesboro one.
Well, I never would read it.
He's been on the cover a few times.
Well, I wouldn't read it. I wouldn't know the first thing about it. But I had to talk with him, trying to look at a differences.
They have the best TV listings. That's why a lot of people in Murfreesboro carry a subscription to Priest Style magazine, Murfreesboro Catholic edition, because the TV listings they're better than TV Guide. They're just more in depth. They're better than the newspaper. Nowadays you got the Guide on TV, so it's not such a big deal. But when I was growing up, it was a big deal. Father Bucci was on the cover about every 6 weeks.
Well, everybody knows Father Bucci. Yeah. I read regular TV Guide. I didn't need to. Wasn't gonna make it worse for myself at the time. At the time, I didn't care too much for Catholics, and they didn't care too much for me.
Two sides.
Well, they're gonna make it one side. That's what I'm trying to do. And that one side, not Nazis at all, or racists or Klansmen, but I'm talking about just human people trying to get along with Catholics or whatever religion it is. Some people like to, here in Murfreesboro we have issues. Well, issues are a nice way to say it. We got vandals people who try to terrorize the Muslim community go to the mosque, and a lot of people go there. I got my own personal problems. I never did personally vandalize anything in Catholic Town. I didn't. Now, some people claimed I did. They saw me smoking. I threw some cigarette butts down. I didn't pick them up. But then people said, well, he probably wanted to set such and such on fire. I ain't ever done anything like that. Never in my life. I wouldn't do it to Catholic, Muslim, nobody. I ain't going to hurt nobody's property. I know better than that.
You talking about when the tablecloth factory burned down?
Well, whatever it was over there head, I don't know what it was.
It was a tablecloth factory. They sent tablecloths out to, when you go to an Italian restaurant and they got all the damn checkered tablecloths? A lot of them come from right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Come in Catholic Town over there, yeah.
Flammable, highly flammable. I don't think that was your fault. So what you're saying is, like Donald Trump, you are an ignorant, dumbass, racist piece of shit who is vaguely admitting it.
No.
But instead defiantly saying, so what? You're saying, how can I make America better? Not great again, but better.
Better
now.
Than it is now. With
by
Nazis,
coming together.
Which ain't too hard right now to be better than America is. It don't take
much. This was
a
rough weekend.
It don't take much. All you got to do is say Nazis are bad, and the president's a dumbass for harboring Nazi terrorists. That's it. That's step one on being a decent human being in this country right there.
He was up there. He just sounded like every time you've had an argument with some drunk racist relative. The people have said that a million times. But this time was fucking dead on. Hey. It's like he'd been working on the impression. And what's scary is he's the president. So when your Aunt Sally does it, like all she does is ruin Thanksgiving. When Donald Trump does it, he helps Nazis. Sorry, we're in the sponsor segment. Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, Father Bucci and I had talk. I'm going to reach out. He going to reach out. And I hope all the other Murfreesboro Catholics are willing to reach out. And we're going to work something up where I'm going to go talk to them. They're going to talk to me, however it is. I ain't converting and I ain't doing confession. It ain't nothing like that. I'm still who I am, and he's still who he is. Father Bucci is Father Bucci. Everybody knows him. But we're going to try to put this behind us. It's time for unity in this country. And if all I can do is my little part, then so be it. That's what I'm going to do, is my little part, and that's what I'm going to do. So look for me. If you see me in Catholic Town or hell ain't froze over or nothing. It's just me trying to hell froze over when the president denounces white supremacy, but it ain't when I'm in Catholic town.
That's a really good, heartwarming lesson, folks. It's like I'm watching a damn a movie with some like my grandmother would watch on a damn. What am I trying to think of? A damn, the show Touched by an Angel.
Oh yeah, I like that show. Yeah, Touched by an Angel. Then which one was that? Highway. Which one's that?
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven. They're both angels, all right.
Yep. How many different angel shows are there? There's them two. There's one Gary Marshall did about an angel.
My Mother Car.
Are genies angels?
In some religions, yes.
What about witches?
Well, they're bad religions, but so be it. I like Bewitched either way. They maybe are too light on it or whatever, but yeah, I guess you could say there's angels, yeah.
Was Charlie supposed to be an angel? On Charlie's Angels? At the last episode, did they reveal he'd been dead the whole time?
I don't remember it. I never did watch that. Now, he too lazy. The actor too lazy to be on the show, talk in a box. I ain't gonna watch it. You want to watch somebody talk on the phone? No. We got a bunch of pretty girls around him. I don't care what he got around him. I ain't gonna watch nobody talk on the phone. So I don't know what it was.
Bob Newhart.
He wasn't an angel.
No, but you watch him talk on the phone.
But he's standing there. I see him talk on the phone.
Oh, so you just seeing the phone and hearing
That's
the
all.
voice.
Yeah, you just see a box. Back in, they had a box. Charlie talk out of it. I'd watch a couple of them. I ain't gonna watch them. I don't care anything about it.
Now you just put your phone on speaker.
I ain't got one of those little phones. I got a regular phone still.
Why don't you just take a picture of Robert E. Lee if you like him so much and carry it around on your phone? Then whenever you want to look at him, you just go to like the courthouse and pull it up on your phone and be like, oh yeah, there he is.
Show it to your Nazi friends.
Yeah.
They ain't got
to
get worked up either.
Why don't you take that picture of Robert E. Lee on your phone and walk up to the nearest black person you see and say, hey, look, and see how that makes you feel, you dumb piece of shit. So that's Catholicism.
Catholic town, whatever
Catholic
you want to call
town, Murphy. Did somebody give you, the Father Bootsy give you $25?
Well, that's the start. That's the olive branch, so to speak,
Oh, did you give him anything for the orphans? Or?
I'm talking on here about it, ain't I?
Well,
this is just beginning to see what we'll see where
it
it
goes. Are you sure he didn't expect a pack of
Try
Marlboro Reds or?
If I ain't gonna buy no cigarettes if I ain't smoking. I ain't gonna buy no for anybody else. No, this is the beginning. We'll see how this goes. Right now, he gave me $25, and I said Catholic town on here, and it ain't as bad as some people make it out to be.
Folks, we are here on the sponsor section of our podcast. Looking here on the Twitters, Carl Hanna tweeted at us, Jackie, at Red State Update. I think I speak for everyone when I say we all could use Dunlap talking about dildo lube about now.
No.
I just retweeted Carl.
I want to hear it.
Thanks, Carl. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but just like Jackie, this week we're not talking about old lawyers or cocktail baloney or dildo lube. Don't put that on your dick.
Shut your...
If you didn't hear that part the last couple weeks.
Shut it.
The dildo lube that you get here at Jackie's Market, my Jackie's Market.
It ain't mine. You name
strictly for dildos. Don't. You know what? I did a little experiment, and you can put a little on your dick. Just don't go crazy.
Mouth. I don't want to hear about any of that.
Look, I'm not your dick. I don't know how it's going to affect you.
I'm tired of hearing the Phil.
Jackie, we've got a lot of important messages to impart to people this week. And I hope I'm not diluting them by saying dildo a million times.
Just shut it.
Folks, people, are you getting tired of carrying your Confederate statue around with you so it doesn't get pulled down and vandalized?
Oh.
Do you have a Confederate statue in your garden, walkway, or courthouse? Are you tired of turning off all the lights and gluing branches on your Confederate statue so that people, if you had a Confederate statue up till this weekend and thought that was cool and you're like, oh, fuck.
Hey.
What do I do now? Have I got somebody you're going to want to talk to? Jackie, do you know Andrea Sears?
I know Andrea Sears, yeah.
You know, she opened up that store.
I know she got a store, yeah. She opened up another one? Which one are you talking about?
Statue disguises.
Statue disguises.
What one are you talking about?
I thought she had like a fabric store or something like that.
Oh, yeah. No, that's statue disguises. We're talking about the same one. If you just went in there, it would look like a lot of fabric and glasses.
Well, I didn't go in there. Where drove
in
past
the window,
it
it probably looks like.
Just like a sewing store.
Well,
some
sure,
fabric, you know.
It's a lot of fabric you could drape over your Confederate statues.
Wow.
So she was doing okay business-wise, but about Saturday afternoon, she was like, something is going on. Because the phone was ringing off the hook. Her online store, her phone was just blowing up. Her Etsy store, just her inbox was full.
Wow.
And she called me up and she said, I know I had already talked to you about being a sponsor on this week's podcast, but I think I'm going to have to pull out because this is way too much business. And then I laughed because she said pull out.
Wow.
And then she said, also, I don't know how I feel about helping all these people disguise their racist statues. So she's wanting me to tell everybody.
Disguise a racist statue.
Unless you've had a real change of heart, she doesn't want to help you dress your statue up. Like, she has a lot of choices. So if you've had a change of heart and you want to permanently disguise your statue so nobody knows it was Stonewall Jackson or Nathan Bedford Forrest, come on down to Statue Disguises. She's going to hook you up. She just got in San Diego chicken.
That's funny. I like that. I remember that. Fall down. And
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, what?
Black Andy Griffith.
Black Andy Griffith, what?
Well, she started thinking that a lot of people saying a lot of these Confederate statues should be pulled down and replaced with heroes of civil rights.
Well,
she was going down like other important Southern figures, and then she just got the idea of Black Andy Griffith. She also has important civil rights figures and icons, but she's not sure what the morality is of dressing Robert E. Lee up like a civil rights icon. She thinks by that point you should probably just get a new statue. But if you need like a stopgap measure, that's where she thinks she can come in.
Is it Black Andy Griffith or Black Matlock or Black,
You can get a Black
Sheriff
Matlock.
Taylor? I didn't know is it him or just who he played or whatnot. Because years ago he used to do that on TV. They had,
How guilty do you feel?
We make him guilty
for having a Confederate statue.
I don't have a Confederate statue. I don't have one.
If you feel a little guilty, still want something Southern, white Southern in your garden, she'll give you an Andy Taylor. She'll give you a Matlock. If you're like, oh boy, I really was not thinking for a long fucking time.
Hey.
She's like, well, how about Black Matlock?
Well, back in at TV, they used to do that shows. They'd make it, what was it, the old Odd Couple show, and then they made the Black Odd Couple shows.
She's got a lot of Southern icons on here. She has a Ron Glass if you want a Ron Glass.
Who?
She has Heroes of Stacks, but you can't just get like a Steve Cropper. She's like you also need to get like a Booker T.
Stacks.
Like she's encouraging you not to, when you say Southern, not to think of it just as white. She's encouraging you at Statue Disguises to think of the wide variety of Southern icons and important. Like, you know, they want to dynamite the fucking Confederate soldiers off Stone Mountain. There's this online drive to make it Outcast.
What is it?
So she'll get you an Outcast for your garden if you want to go that route.
Well, she dress up your statue. Is that what she does?
Yes.
Well, I ain't got no racist statues. I ain't got no regular statues, whatever that is. I don't have either kind.
Well, she'll sell you also a statue.
Well, I don't need. I didn't thought to have no.
But
statues.
she's not gonna sell you a racist statue, but she'll sell you a statue, and then she'll come dress it up for you if you want to.
I ain't ever thought about putting a statue up anywhere. I never thought about it one way or the other.
You don't want a Suzanne Sugarbaker for your damn.
I just never thought about. I'd have to sit and think about who I'd want a statue of.
A Blanche Devereaux, maybe.
No, I don't know who it'd be. I'd never thought about it. Who would I have a statue? I wouldn't have a racist one. I wouldn't have Civil War statue.
George Jones.
George Jones would be a good statue. Remember, I had his car he wrecked. They used to hold it up years and years ago. It wasn't
How
a statue.
close was that?
That was the actual car.
Was that close to the Nathan Bedford Forest on I-65 here in Middle Tennessee?
Might have been, yeah.
What they should have done is put Nathan Bedford Forrest in that car and say Nathan Bedford Forrest died in a horrible car accident.
Yeah.
The horse is innocent. We can all agree on that.
Horses
right?
are always innocent. It don't matter who's riding on them. Good guy, bad guy, Indian, cowboy, don't make it any difference.
So if you have a Confederate general statue on a horse, she'll come and like use some like a damn invisibility cloak, some of that reflective stuff. So when you look at it, you can't tell. It looks like it's the clouds. You know how they do in the Army.
She make it look just like a horse in it, what you saying.
Yeah, she'll hide
now,
the soldier.
I never see that'd be good sculpture there. See, I'd never thought
just
what
of the horse.
I'd like to have like a regular size horse.
Now you could hire somebody to come and damn get a chainsaw or like a damn like smelting it and get to cut the. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Probably our alarm letting us know we're hitting the 90-minute mark soon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can get somebody to come cut that damn soldier off of your horse statue. Or you can just have her wrap it up, look like a starry sky.
You could have a statue of a horse and a cow and a duck. You could make it look like you had a whole farm if you want to.
She'll dress your Robert E. Lee up to look like a duck.
I don't have a Robert. I don't need it dressed up. I'm talking about having it to begin with. I never thought about having a statue. I just got to think, what kind of statue would you have? And of course, you think of a person. Like, I don't know who I like enough. I like George Jones. I won't go outside and see him every day in the yard. I don't know. But an animal, I love to see an animal all the time. Animal statues, I didn't think about it that way. I guess you could do that, yeah.
Folks, if you want to get rid of your Confederate statues, a good time is going to be during the eclipse. People are going to be distracted.
It's coming up, yeah.
And then when the sun blazes bright in the sky again, you can look around and go like, what in the hell? Where'd Robert E. Lee go? That way racists won't get mad at you because they'll be spooked. A cowardly and superstitious lot they are.
Yeah.
And the damn people who aren't racist, which hopefully is most of the people, will be like, good for you. And maybe Andrea Sears made a buck or two.
Well, she good. I like, she always used to show and things like that. So she's good at it. If you had a statue and you needed it to look like however she'd do it good. I like her, yeah.
If I was bewitched and could make statues come to life, in Massachusetts or in Murfreesboro, like she did all the time, I'd make all the Confederate soldier general statues come to life, and then I'd say, "Well, right this way, gentlemen." Then I'd lock them in a gymnasium.
Lock them in a gym. Why?
Starve them.
Starve them.
Like Appomattox. Wait, I don't know who did Appomattox, us or them.
I don't know.
When I say us, I mean the racists.
Oh.
We're fucked up down here,
Watch
folks.
it, don't
but
say
we're
it
trying
that
to
way.
get better.
Trying.
Fuck Robert E. Lee.
Watch your mouth.
That's statue disguises.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
How many more days you think he's going to defend Nazis?
Well, he's going to do something else crazy soon, then we'll forget about it. It'll just be another. It'll be a big one. It'll be one of the ones we remember him for.
Uh-huh.
Nazis.
Yeah, this is when they're making the list, the long one. This will be up toward the top, yeah.
Hey, remember when I read that good article from the Christian Broadcasting Network news site?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got another one here. I just pulled this up.
Another one. What is it?
Franklin Graham. This is from CBNnews.com, which maybe every week we should just end with a little news article.
Well, let's hear it. What does it
Franklin
say?
Graham. Well, this one's not going to be as funny as that other one.
Well, if, you know.
And angering. It's just as angering, but more depressing. Franklin Graham. I can just stop there. That's angering and
That's
depressing.
already, I know it's going to be bad. Ain't nothing good come after that.
Franklin Graham, his poor daddy.
He gone, bless his heart.
Is he?
Is he? Well,
Defense.
I mean, it is, you know. He ain't.
Don't
he
let
ain't
the
seeing,
devil in here, Jackie.
He
Don't
ain't seeing what's going on.
Thank God.
That's what I'm meaning. Yes.
Franklin Graham defends President Trump, slams Satan for Charlottesville chaos.
Devil.
Yeah, the devil. Devil.
Well, that's yeah.
But defends President Trump. He could have just said slam Satan for Charlottesville chaos. And it'd be, because Trump is possessed by Satan. Chaos, that's Trump. But no, he defends President Trump. Let's just go ahead and read. Franklin Graham, I hadn't read this yet, so this may just be awful. But it's the end of the podcast. Nobody's listening to this anymore. Franklin Graham defended Donald Trump from, that's a good way to did you listen all the way to the end where they read CBNnews.com? No. I'm imagining that there's actually two people who listen to this and could have a conversation. Yeah. Franklin Graham defended Donald Trump from critics that placed blame on him for the deadly riots in Charlottesville, Virginia that occurred over the weekend. Graham instead said that the blame is on Satan.
Yeah.
The driver, James Alex Fields Jr., 20, an alleged Nazi sympathizer. I guess you got to put alleged in.
You could say he allegedly killed someone, but I think it's pretty much everybody knows he's a Nazi, though, right? Isn't he on?
I don't know.
Pictures of him and everything else.
I don't want to come down too hard on CBNnews.com anytime they use something journalistic. I think we should be encouraging that.
Well, all right.
But it is the first example I've seen is about this Nazi. So, but plowed a car into a crowd of activists in Charlottesville, and it ended up killing one person and injuring 19. Jesus Christ. I don't think I knew it was 19 people even.
Yep.
Ended up, what happened? Well, what ended up happening was, he killed one person. That's what ended up happening.
And
what happened? He drove a car into a crowd of people. Yeah, it ended up, he killed one of them. This is a weird phrase. CNN is painting the picture of President Trump being insincere when he condemned the riots. That's a weird way. Some heard, this is in quotes, quote, some heard the diluted words of a man forced to bow to media pressure, while others found winking encouragement in between the lines. Reporter A.J. Willingham from CNN, period.
he's one of the big ones at CNN, isn't he? Willingham.
When he says all sides, they hear vindication, the reporter insinuated about the white supremacists. Is that an insinuation? That's just what he said. I mean, it's just weird. Franklin Graham condemned the media's blame game, stating on Facebook, is it weird what's happened to Facebook? That this is not what Franklin Graham said. Facebook is now this public space where you have to, it's good. You should be called out. It's just weird. There wasn't a place before Facebook where you had to go say what you thought about Nazis. Now, I'm glad that it's happening and people are calling you out and say, you got to get on Facebook and say what you think about Nazis. But before 2005, what did people do? We just assumed everybody hated Nazis? I don't remember getting phone calls or you had to call a 900 number or you got on the damn CB radio and said, I hate Nazis.
You watched Nazis on Geraldo.
But where did you go to say what you thought about that episode?
I guess just here at the store, wherever,
Because people who wrote letters to the editors were crazy. Anyway, Franklin Graham on Facebook said, shame on the politicians who are trying to push blame. It's good that we have a public square. We used to have a public square. You remember you go see preachers at the public square and the damn fucking James whatever, Madison.
The point is
Hamilton.
Nobody should be put in a position where you have to say whether Nazis are good or bad. That don't matter where it is.
Or is it? Maybe now that there is this place, maybe that's what it's for.
No, it is now. That's what I'm saying. The fact that we even have to talk about it, it's up for discussion.
It used to be hey, how fat did Carl from high school get? Let me look at his pictures. Now you got to tell Carl what you think about Nazis.
Yeah.
And if Carl's I'm not sure how I feel about Nazis, then other people are going to be like, why are you still fucking friends with Carl? And you're like, you don't even know Carl. Well, Carl likes Nazis. I know, but we were in 10th grade together. Too bad. Statues gone, Carl's gone. Probably half your fucking 10th grade class is gone.
All right, watch him have.
Franklin Graham on Facebook. Shame on the politicians who are trying to push blame on President Trump for what happened in hashtag. You're not a good preacher if you use the hashtag. Now you are. I don't know. How old am I? Hashtag Charlottesville, Virginia. That's absurd. What about the politicians, such as the city council, who voted to remove a memorial that had been in place since 1924, regardless of the possible repercussions? Let me ask you, Franklin Graham, regardless of the possible repercussions. What are do you think when you take a statue down, like, what about the repercussions? What are the repercussions? Well, the Nazis could come and kill somebody. How about the city politicians who issued the permit for the lawful demonstration to defend the statue? Billy Graham is at least not able to get on Facebook, right? I'm just hoping.
I don't know if it's on how he does it if he does.
I'll bet Franklin Graham goes into his room and says, Daddy, listen to what I'm about to put on Facebook. Now, I know you don't know what that is. But let me read to you what I'm about to put on, a thing you don't know what it is. And then, Daddy, what about the city politicians who issued the permit for the lawful demonstrations? You like that, Daddy? To defend the statue, yeah. And he goes on to say, and why didn't the mayor or the governor see that about? Yeah, why not the governor, but not the president? I have a line, and that line is governor. And why didn't the mayor or the governor see that a powder keg was about to explode and stop it before it got started? I wonder why he doesn't like the governor. Why would he call out the governor?
Man.
That's weird. What would it be about that governor that he doesn't like? Instead, they want to blame President Donald J. Trump, cue music, for everything. Really, this boils down to evil in people's hearts. Satan is behind it all. Wait a minute. He wants division. He wants unrest. He wants violence and hatred. He's the enemy of peace and unity. I denounce bigotry and racism of every form, be it black, white, or any other. Jesus. Oh, man. We're going out on a really depressing Facebook post.
You want to read about Billy Graham. That's what it...
My prayer is that our nation will come together. We are stronger together, and our answers lie in turning to God. Just to break this down a little bit. Instead, they want to blame President Donald J. Trump for everything. This boils down to evil in people's hearts. When he says the evil in people's hearts, it sounds to me like he's talking about blaming Donald Trump as the evil, not the Nazi part.
No, he's saying that if we're upset,
that
the devil gets in us to make us mad at the president who...
Yes. If you're mad at the president...
Nazis.
The Nazi defending president, that's Satan.
That's
you should calm down, take a chill pill, get that devil out of your heart, and then come over here with me as I denounce bigotry and racism, including black people.
Father Bootsy know better than that.
Father Bootsy be a better damn Billy Graham son.
Anybody would him.
Than Franklin Graham. A damn dog on the street be a better son to Billy Graham than Franklin Graham. Franklin Graham, you suck. I'm not going to say fuck Franklin Graham, because even I feel a little weird about saying that about a preacher, but basically fuck Franklin Graham. Is he really even a preacher?
Watch your mouth.
Is he a preacher? Or is he just like run a family business, corporation, brand? It's all about the brand. He's ruined the brand. By the way, Franklin Graham, you stupid... You know you're really racist if when you say you denounce racism, you have to include black people in that. Black people too.
They don't get off.
Don't you think? Oh, we're not letting black people slide. Senator Cory Gardner, Republican, Colorado, says it's, is that right? Says it's the time. It is a time to place blame on Trump. So I guess Cory Gardner, the implication being, knows better than Jesus. Sounds like Cory Gardner's playing straight into Satan's hands.
Yeah.
This isn't a time for innuendo or to allow room to be read between the lines. This is a time to lay blame, said Gardner on CNN's State of the Union. CNN stands for Satan.
Wow.
CNN, Satan. sort of.
Satan.
If you numerically. The president has done an incredible job of naming terrorism around the globe as evil, he has said, and called it out time and time again. This president needs to do exactly that today. Satan is in his heart. Charlottesville Mayor Michael Signer also said on the same program that Trump courted white supremacists. Anyway, the rest of it's just saying they don't talk about Satan anymore. They bring up Mike Pence at the end.
Well, you got to bring up Mike Pence, Franklin Graham. We got to talk.
Well, they do talk. They say Jeff Sessions said it meets the definition of terrorism in our statute. Little dog whistle there.
Yeah.
Vice President Mike Pence also denounced white supremacists on Sunday. These dangerous fringe groups have no place in American public life, and in the American debate, we condemn them in the strongest possible terms, he said.
Except for the fact that
I stand with the president.
Yeah.
Well, which one of them is Satan? And when did he have Satan in his heart?
one of those two things.
It doesn't stay in there long because he's got his heart trained to thump hard when Satan gets in there.
Yeah.
And thump him out.
You can say a lot of things about Mike Pence, but that's what you said. That's one true. Yeah, he won't let Satan thump around there too long. No, sir.
So that's cbnnews.com if you want to be bummed out.
As if there ain't enough to be depressed about already, go read about Franklin damn Graham.